Hello guys! Welcome to my channel!
YouTube nidal surprising Salish.
Ever wondered what it would look like if gravity got involved with the alphabet? Yeah, this is probably why they're fixed in place, but let's pretend they're not. A, and now this is how letters should have all been designed, because look, as soon as I flip my little magic gravity switch, everything stays in place. The same cannot be said for B. Now, lowercase b, luckily, whoever made that clearly thought of this because they gave it that little stump. Uppercase B though, yeah. Okay, let's get to work. So I'm going to start with the original B to keep it recognizable. Then I'm basically going to flip it and reverse it. No, this is not Fergie's song, Grow Up. Then I'm going to reattach that to the original B. Kinda now looks like a logo for a new tech startup company. But more importantly, has it fixed our problem? Only one way to find out. Job done. C. Our first letter with an annoyingly round base that brings us into a world of problems. It's the kind of troublemaker that when physics are introduced, takes a logo like CNN, for example, to this. I mean, who wants a company just called NN? Now, because uppercase and lowercase are basically identical shapes, we're just going to treat them the same. So C's problem is that when you introduce physics, it rolls onto its back like an overturned tortoise. And this letter has no legs or neck to swing itself back over, so it will die there. Sorry, I'm not allowed to intervene in nature. We just have to let this happen. Alright, fine, but just this once. To save-proof this idiot letter from itself, I'm going to attach a balloon to its neck and pump it up just enough to have it stand tall. Gotta be careful not to add too much helium though. Don't want to have it end up in the outer atmosphere. Moving on, lowercase d, get out of here, you get a pass. Uppercase D, hold up, don't be going anywhere. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. I do have an easy fix for you though. Just goes to show, sometimes no modification is needed. A simple readjustment is all it takes. I think we can all learn from D. Okay, sorry, I'll stop with the life lessons. E, and this is a refresher, one of the uppercase letters that doesn't instantly faceplant when I do this. And whilst the lowercase isn't the worst letter when gravity is on, it is now angled a bit too much to the left. And the problem seems to be, in my expert opinion, the weight distribution. But I don't want to modify every single letter to the point where it looks unrecognizable. There's enough fake people in this world anyway, am I right? Did I say people? I meant letters. Anyway, I got a question. How can you change the weight distribution of E without changing its shape? Go on, pause the video. I'll give you a few seconds to think. Couldn't get it? Well, let me show you. I'm going to start by hollowing out the nose, then replacing that cavity with a ton of lead. Round it off with a sander, a new lick of paint, and voila. No one could tell the difference, and now its weight has been realigned with the center. By the way, don't pull me up on the realities of physics on this one. I'm not willing to defend myself in the comments. F is another typographical failure. It's like they never even thought a video like this would be made when they made the original alphabet. Imagine how embarrassed they must feel right now. But yeah, without any changes, these Fs are doomed to fail. Now, I can't always saw the F as a frail old man with a bad back, so the only kind thing to do would be to give him a walking stick just to help keep him upright. We'll do the same for the uppercase F too. Looking at this now, this is clearly just House MD in disguise as a letter. The G family. Wow, we have a lot of work on our hands with these two. I mean, for a start, they don't even look like the same letter. I'd get a DNA test if I were them. We'll start with the uppercase, and I have a simple yet effective solution. Rather than just flat at the bottom, why don't we draw it like this? Looks a bit more funky. I'm going to stick with that funky theme for the other one, and since with gravity on it does this, we can deduce that it's clearly a weight distribution problem again. So instead of connecting the base on this side, let's cross it over like that. Now it looks like a unique desk lamp, or the Pixar lamp with severe seasonal depression. H, finally, the first letter since A that is steady enough to save me a bit of work. Good job. Lowercase I, why couldn't you be like that? Or, you know, even like your big brother, literally has a pair of feet on each side. We're going to have to be pretty extreme with this makeover. Let's try a leg on this side.
Oh my gosh, look at how cute her face is. Her little smiley face. That makes me so happy because I'm like part of this
guess we gotta also have a leg on this side as well. There, sorted. How? Why does this kind of look familiar? I've definitely seen this somewhere before. Wait, who are you guys? So for J, I have some bad news, guys. I wrote to the council to see if we could get some construction done for these two because, well, look at them, they have zero hope of standing alone. But they wrote back and basically told me they were aware of the problem, but there's nothing they plan on doing about it. So I have a very interesting idea. I'm going to create a whole new letter that blends the two together. And I know you're looking at this and thinking, what the hell have I created? This literally solves none of the falling over problems. But wait, that horizontal line is actually nailed to the wall, and I slotted the top dot of the J above it, and hung the lower part beneath which hovers below it because,
are they just so flexible that it looks weird? Oh my god.
Yeah, this has to be the dumbest video idea yet. K literally just says K, I'm good, move on. You don't have to tell me twice. Next we got L, and this is probably the worst letter of the bunch. It's just a line, so I think it deserves to be sent to the dungeon and punished. Introducing the new Bound by Shackles version. Good luck falling over now. M and N clearly cheated off each other's test papers, but luckily they both chose the right answers and got away with it. Not even a wobble when placed on a flat surface. Great job. O O stands for opposite, which funnily enough is the exact thing it is from stable. It's hard to use them in things like logo design when the letters aren't placed on a flat surface. Take the Chipotle logo for example. Now turn on realistic physics and that O is rolling off and taking out all the other letters with it. Now I was going to use the hydraulic press again, but we saw how that went in the last video, and I actually wanted a letter to remain by the time we were done with it. So whilst I was looking over the O closely, pondering ways to modify it from rolling off curved lines, I noticed if you zoom in, you'll see that there's a tiny little plug. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that out and just let it down a bit. Keep going, can't take any chances, and that should do it. Flatter than a pancake. P is like a newborn baby that can't yet support the weight of its own humongously proportioned head on its own weak neck. So I'm going to give it a set of training wheels, since it clearly needs them in its infant lifestyle. Q, and you know I will take any opportunity to cut corners, so I'm going to do the exact same thing for lowercase q. Uppercase Q, there's absolutely no reason for it to be elevated like that, literally just showing off. So I'm going to bend that sticky out part and just lay it flat. Bring it back down to moral and physical size. Uppercase R, please could you inform your little brother it needs 2 legs to stand on, not 1? In fact, to fix lowercase r, all I'm going to do is scoot it a few centimeters to the right and rest it up against the big R. Now I can't fall over. Side note, when using this alphabet, you can only now use the letter R if it's a double R word. Otherwise, this one just doesn't work. S, this one isn't actually too bad. Even with gravity on, it only wobbles a little bit if I push it.
This sleigh egg so hard, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the problem here. I've got a new solution for this one, but for it to work, I've got to leave it outside while it's raining for a bit and wait first. So we'll come back to it in a few letters. T. Now I'm looking at these two and seeing a very easy solve for both of them. Simply take this horizontal bar and shift it downwards. See, I fixed this one without adding a whole new extra load of parts or unnecessary changes. Just simple innovation. God, I really am brilliant. U. Alright, let's flip the switch so we can see what we actually need to fix here. Ooh, surprising. I didn't expect the lowercase u to stay in place, but that little serif on the bottom seems to be just enough. Unlike this idiot. Gonna need my trusty hammer again. There, now this shape is looking a lot more uniform. V. Okay, I can't be the only one who looked at the letter V and thought it looked like an ice cream cone. Don't make me self-conscious, guys. I just enjoy a little sweet treat now and then. Anyway, originally I came up with this because how do you stop an ice cream from falling over? You hold it with your hand. Then I came to a gross realization, and that this hand isn't actually connected to anything, so when we reintroduce physics, ice cream all over the floor. So instead I invented this holder which you can place the cone in, you know, since you won't be able to hold it since your hand actually got severed somehow. W and X, another pair of absolute goats, making it easy for me. Oh yeah, and we need to go back to S to see if my experiment worked. Come on, get in here. Oh yeah, here we go. You can see what I was thinking here. It's filled that base up like a kitchen sink, and if I try to wobble it, yeah, okay, so not completely solid and probably only a temporary solution, but I'm clocking off soon, and that's the best you'll get from me for now. Why? Why are you built like that? I mean, I'm all for letter positivity, but you're built like someone made you with their eyes closed. Alright, enough slating it for its looks. How do we fix it up? Ooh, I know. Let's do this and make it into a fancy looking wine glass. Oh yeah, now that's the sophistication it's been missing. And finishing off the way we started, with the letter